What's up, y'all? Jeff Thrasher at the Thrasher House. I want to make a video for those guys that are getting in the speed bag and they got a whole lot of questions. Or those guys that used to be in the speed bag and they're wanting to get back into it and they just want to know what's the best equipment on the market. I always get a lot of questions like, what's the best swivel? What's the best platform? What's the best bag? How much do these bags cost? How high should my platform be? How much air pressure should I have in my ball? I get a lot of questions. Yeah. For unbiased, because I'm going to tell you my personal favorites, the stuff that I like to use, the stuff that I have used, and my recommendations. But if you want pretty much an unbiased opinion and just straight facts, go to speedbagcentral.com. That's Alan Kahn's website. It is full of all sorts of information. The history of speed bag. And Alan is the godfather of speed bag. He is the author of the Speed Bag Bible, and he made all the videos for the Speed Bag Bible. The guy's amazing. So if you haven't been there, go check it out. Another place that's really good is the Speed Bag Forum. Tim Platt made that one. That's more of where people like me and other baggers come chime in of like, hey, I really like this Jim Bradley ball, or hey, I don't like this title bag, or this swivel is really great and this one's not so much. You know, so it's a really good place for just hearing everybody's opinion. And trust me, you can spend a lot of time just reading through all the comments on there. Now let's dive into it. Platforms. I'm going to be real short and quick on this one because I've only got two in my place. One of them is a vintage rebound ring. If you've never hit on one of those, you gotta find one. I mean, mine's from the 40s, and it's just a metal ring and some struts that hold it up in place. It's super cool to hit on. So you can find those on eBay. My platform, everybody asks about it. This behemoth of a beast cost me about $120 in wood to build an entire weekend of doing it. I built it all by myself, and it is super, super solid. The more solid your platform is, the better your rebound and the sound of the bag is going to be. Now, adjustable platforms, because there are some people that want an adjustable platform. Me personally, if I'm going to get an adjustable platform and I can drop $360, I'm going to get the Valor adjustable platform. It's a very easy to operate, really easy to crank up and down. I think it has an 18-inch adjustment from top to bottom on it. It's an excellent platform. $360. They do have a cheaper version. The $360 one is a 2-inch platform, and the other one has a 1-inch, and I think it's $260. Like $100 difference for that 1-inch piece of wood. But in my opinion, it's worth it. Then you got something like the Everlast. Everlast has one that is just a no thrills. It is an adjustable platform. It costs $100. It comes with a swivel, comes with a bag, and it behaves like a $100 platform. Not like mine that I built myself, but one that you can buy from the store. $100 platform that it's gonna vibrate. It's gonna have some shake to it. It's not quite as solid. So, you know, you get what you pay for, and you'll find that with everything in here. I mean, just like everything else. I mean, you want to go buy a Pinto, you're going to get a Pinto. You go buy a Ferrari, you're going to get a Ferrari. Same way with all speed bag equipment. So, I say, I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time on types of platforms. Me personally, and this is we're getting to personal preferences. My platform is about 1 inch above my head. That's where I like it. Even if I'm on a short T-hook or a long T-hook, you know, the bag's a little bit lower, I don't adjust my height, I just kind of adjust my swing. Some people like Brad Bachman, he likes his low. He likes his about eye level, you know, and there are people that really dig that style. Then there are guys like Joe Saba that like them a little bit higher. His is a few inches over his head, and he still does elbow moves great. Then you get those boxers that theirs is like really high. That hurts my shoulders. I'm an old man, and my shoulders just do not need all that abuse of reaching up so high for the bag. And it's harder. The higher you get the platform up, the harder it is to do the style of bagging that I like to do. I did traditional boxing style at first. You know, wasn't really my thing. I kind of got bored with it pretty quick. But once I found Bible style, freestyle, whatever you want to call it, yeah, I bag every day. You know, so my bag needs to be to where I'm comfortable hitting it. Now then, swivels. What kind of swivel to get? How much do you want to spend? Okay. and this may be one of those videos that hopefully you get to come across before you go out and you buy some cheapo stuff, because you're going to wind up spending more money on stuff that you're going to like better. First thing that you're going to see that everybody sees is this. This is an Everlast. Tidal has their version of it. Hunter has their version of it. Everybody has a version of the U-hook. Some are better than others. This one just has a bearing in the vertical post right here. The horizontal post does not have a bearing in it. In this one that I have, there are some that do, and it does keep it from squeaking so much. But the problem with all bearing swivels is they wear out. All of them. All of them wear out. The vertical post will start wobbling on you. You can't tighten it up because they use Loctite on it. And it's going to wear out. Okay, it's going to squeak like crazy if you don't lubricate it. But also look at how long the action is on this. If you've never been bagging, then you don't realize, you don't realize how long it is. And this is going to be probably the first thing you show up with. And that's okay. This first swivel I bought, okay? I'm not faulting you for it. If you want to do traditional style bagging, you're just going to do forward and backwards, you just want to look like Rocky and you don't want to do anything else. This is all I want to do, right here. This will do it, but this LMF will do it much, much better. Look at this. See how much shorter the action is on the LMF? I mean, that thing is so short. That 1.5 inches or whatever it is makes a huge difference in how quickly that ball goes back and forth. Huge difference, okay? I love this swivel. It is fantastic. One of the other reasons why I like it, see that little bull ring? The bag fits snugly on there. It can't move all over the place, okay? It's great. Now, another speed bag swivel that I think is a good swivel, they sent me one to do a demo video for them, is the Meister. They did it right. They got a little bitty short U-hook on it. I mean, it's a fast swivel. Thing that I don't like about it is, if you can see this, the loop is not as wide as the swivel bar is. So what winds up happening when you're bagging is there are times if you kind of hit a little bit off, the bag will kind of slide back and forth on the hook, and it makes the balance of it go a little wonky. I don't like that. It drives me nuts. So this is a good solid swivel. This swivel is $40. For 40 bucks, you can't go wrong. It's a great swivel if you want to do traditional style stuff, okay? Now, this one, $24. The LMF, $60. One that I'll tell everybody to avoid are these chain link setups. I think these were made for in places where people just like to steal bags and swivels. They're not easy to get on. They're cumbersome in every single way, and the action on them, in my opinion, is terrible. It's again, let's compare. Look how long that action is on that thing. I mean, yeah, it's long, and it makes for slow travel on the ball. So I stay away from those. Now, if you get into what we do, we call it Bible style, freestyle, you're gonna want a ball and hook. Now this I do make this swivel. This is the Thrasher House swivel. This is the Evo 14X stainless steel. It has a Teflon insert in it, so that if you ever do wear out the insides of it, pull the insert out, drop a new one in. It's just like replacing tires on your car. This thing is awesome. I will say, it's $80. It is solid stainless steel, and it is a beast. One of the cool things about this bag, or this swivel, sorry, is that I have T-hooks. And T-hooks are a paracord loop that you can use, that I make different lengths of them. This is my polycarbonate swivel. I make different lengths of these so that you can change the action on your ball without having to change the size. Most swivels, like any of the U-hooks, or even like a DeVille, great swivel. I mean, I love the DeVille. It's a great swivel. It comes with an S-hook on it. Okay, this is what you hang your bag off of. And this S-hook, you can't adjust the length on it. You know, so the only way that you can really change the action on your bag is you got to change the size of your bag. You know, you want to slow it down, you put a bigger bag on there. Want to speed it up, put a smaller bag on there. So those are kind of my choices. You're always going to see me. I like, a lot of times I'm on my polycarbonate swivel because I've got lights recessed into my drum, and I'll kind of turn the lights off, turn the lights down when I'm bagging, and you see it change colors. You know, I like that. I think it's cool. But I do love the stainless steel model as well. Now, bags, as bags go. And why I feel like you should start. Like if you're just starting out, you're getting back into it, 6x9 is my favorite size for people who are getting back into the sport or people who are starting to learn the sport. And the reason why is because it's got a larger target on it. These little bitty bags, this little 5x8 Everlast, the sweet spot on this thing is super small. You got to hit it right in the sweet spot or it's going to go every which way but loose. Okay? 6x9, I think it's a great size. It has a good weight. It has a large sweet spot so you can learn all the different moves and stuff. All right? I love these. Now, me personally, I love a Jim Bradley bag. So we go back to that question. How much do you want to spend? These are 110 bucks. They're expensive, but they're made out of sheepskin. They're super lightweight. They're very easy on your hands. So if you're somebody who has arthritis in your hands, this is the type of bag you want. I only have to put 2.5 to 3 PSI in this bag for it to fly. Okay. Some of the other bags, you got to put a lot of air in those things. And I don't like doing that because it hurts my hands. Yeah. Like I say, Jim Bradley 6x9. As you get better, you switch down to like a 5x8. Technically, this is, if you go on Jim Bradley's website, this is their 25 centimeter because they're from Australia, and this is their 20 centimeter. It's about an 8.5 by 5.5. I love the size of it. I love the rebound on it. It's lightweight. It's fast. It still has a really good size target area on it. The sweet spot. I mean, they're fantastic. Yeah. Bags that I was very disappointed in. Let's go down that route. Well, hold on, real quick. For the money. $110, fantastic bag, expensive. Not everybody's gonna get them. If you're in the middle of the range where you're like, you know, I was kind of thinking more like 40, 50 bucks. Meister. No ifs, ands, or buts. This bag is fantastic. For the price, you cannot beat it. Seriously, every one of them that I've hit, every one of them I've seen are extremely balanced. Wherever they're getting them made, they're doing a fantastic job. The seams, there's no overly pronounced seams. The rivets are super strong. The loop is super strong. I'm sure there's people out there who've had to replace bladders in them. I'm not one of them. I mean, occasionally they do lose a little bit of air. About once a week, I have to air them up a little bit, but it's minimal. And the Jim Bradley, same way. It's about the only time that I have to adjust the air pressure in my Jim Bradleys. My shop is outside, so if it gets cold, the bag kind of deflates a little bit just because the air is denser, right? If it gets really hot, take a little bit of air out. Now, real quick little trick for you. If it gets cold, don't go out there and just air up your bag because you're adding weight to it. If you like a light bag, what you need to do is put it near a space heater or bring it inside your house somewhere where it's climate controlled so that the ball stays the same temperature. You want to basically air the ball up with temperature. So trust me, it's a big difference when you do it that way versus airing it up because it will get a little heavier when you put air in it. So Meister, super great bag. I love them. They're fantastic. Bags that I personally, I know people who like them, like the Balaz. If you're a boxer and you want something that's heavier, that has a really good bladder, super big rivets, has a really strong loop on it, the Balaz laser is a really good, well-made ball. It's heavy. I don't like it for my hands. But it is, if you're just wanting to come home from work, you are mad from whatever's been going on at your job, and you want to beat the crap out of something, great ball. It's fantastic. For my style, it's a little heavy. I don't really like it for the angle changes and everything that we do with freestyle. So, but if you want to box, this is a really good boxing bag. It's kind of heavy. and it runs about $60. Now we'll go into some of the bags that I was disappointed in, okay? I spent $60 on this Tidal Lightning Super Speed bag, you know, and I think it was $50 or $60 for this little 5x8 extra small bag. I learned something real quick. The stock bladders that come in these things are terrible. So if you do order a bag from Tidal, go ahead and do yourself a favor and get the extra bladder. Get you an NK replacement bladder, because they're a lot lighter and they rebound a whole lot better. Okay, so I would definitely tell you to do that. Now, like this bag right here, that was like 9 rebounds that actually touched the platform. Okay, 9 off of just one single punch. That's really good. This thing with the replacement bladder in it, you might get 4. I remember sending Skunk a message when I first got this in. I hadn't ever hit a Bradley ball yet. And I got one of these and I was just super excited, and I hit it and was as disappointed as a person could be, because it was like da-da-da, da-da-da. It had the deadest rebound. And I was heartbroken, because I read all these Amazon reviews. Don't go by those. The people who are posting Amazon reviews are either paid or they don't know anything about speed bagging. Same as those guys that have the videos, top 10 speed bags on YouTube. Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. This ball, I wish was better than what it was. It's not. I would not waste my money on this thing at all. Like I say, $50, $60. Everlast little 5x8 kangaroo leather. This is okay. It has a very small sweet spot. I think that if you want to just focus on doing straight traditional style, this probably be a pretty good bag for you. Now, $80, and can you see how crooked this loop is on this thing? It makes it really hard to control. I'm not a fan. Okay, I spent $80 on it. Should have returned it, but you know, just for collection's sake, I can say I've got an $80 kangaroo leather Everlast that I don't ever use. Another ball that was highly recommended when I got into this was the Tidal Black. I got the 6x9 because I was into 6x9s at that point in time. Now typically I hit on the 5x8 a lot. Dead rebound. You need to, like I say, because it doesn't matter when you order from Tidal, the shipping is $10. If you order 100 bags or 1 bag, order all the replacement parts, all the replacement bladders at the same time. Okay, that way you only pay $10 instead of $10 and $10 in shipping. I'm saving you money. This is not the worst bag in the world. It's definitely, you'll never see me use it. It has a dead rebound compared to a Jim Bradley, but mark my words, this is the Tidal Black, not the Tidal Black 2.0. Do not in any way order the 2.0. That ball's terrible. I hit it at the gathering one time and was like, wow, this is really bad. So again, Tidal Black. Everlast, one of the bigger ones. So I wanted a 6x9. I'd seen all these people hitting these beautiful 6x9s and doing these really cool double, triple bumping elbows and stuff. And I was like, I'm gonna give me one of those. And I got the eggplant. Yeah. I ordered one that was supposed to be, it looked like a regular speed bag. You know, it looked like a teardrop, not an eggplant. I can't stand the loop on this thing. Look how long the loop is on this, and it's flimsy. It's got a lot of play in this thing. Not a fan at all. I would not, I mean, if you're one of those people, I just commented on a guy's post the other day. It was like, man, where did you get that ball? I mean, I want to hit an Everlast that has the right shape, because it looks fun, you know, and I'm all about trying new stuff. But this one, I've known a lot of guys that they order them and they get the eggplant. I don't know why. In the video or on Amazon, it shows the regular ball and you get the eggplant. Don't like it. Another ball that $25, as I say, get what you pay for. This is a fighting bag. $25. It, like this just did what, 9 rebounds. This might get 5. It's not built for speed. Has a nice solid short loop on it. They have kind of pronounced seams on it, but it's for the most part, it's a well-balanced ball. And talking about balance, the Tidal Gyro, almost every person I know that's bought one of those, they're like, yeah, this not worth the money, you know. So it's kind of been the theme lately with pretty much all of Tidal stuff. It's just not that good. And back in the day, they used to have some great ones. I mean, Speedbag Skunk, you'll see him. He loves his Tidal yellow medium-sized bag. He loves it. He hits on it all the time. That thing is well broken in. And some of these bags, you have to break in. I don't want to take the time to break in a bag. Jim Bradley, air it up, wow, flies. Talking about breaking in a bag, I say 25 bucks, yeah, I'm never gonna use it. But I say breaking in a bag, bags that I don't have real quick, we'll cover those. I have hit a Hunter bag, Hunter. I think they're $30 and they come with a swivel. It's a really cheap U-hook swivel. You're gonna wanna replace that immediately or not even put it up. The bag itself hits pretty well. The loop is longer than what I would like to see on it. The loop was about half as short. It'd be a much better bag. It'd be a quicker bag. The ringside speed bags, Tony Ferguson hits on his all the time, and he makes that thing sing. I mean, he flies on that thing. I've hit on them, and you know, they're not really my thing. You know, so I also, they've got this patch that's sewn, kind of like this one. They've got this patch sewn on the side of it that if you're not wearing wraps, this thing can gnarl up your knuckles. Another bag that you're going to see a lot of people use, and they are very common with boxers, are Cleto Reyes. I bought one Cleto Reyes and I had it for 5 minutes. I had it out here and I was bagging, and most of these bags, all these bags right now, most that I ever have an air pressure in one of my bags might be 4 PSI, but typically 3.5 is about where I cut it off. I just don't like hurting my hands. I tried doing that with the Cleto, and I couldn't even get 2 rebounds off of it at that air pressure. I had to air it up to 9 PSI to get it to rebound half as good as these bags. 9 PSI. That thing was like punching a brick. And if you're a boxer and that's what you want, is you want to just abuse your hands, you want to hit with your hands wrapped, that's a great bag for you. They come with an extra bladder. I mean, there's no question. They are solid. They are well made, industrial loop on them, but they just hurt my hands. And that's just not what I'm into, you know? So if I want to punch a ball and actually punch a ball, Tidal has one of these also. Theirs is big blue ball. And these come from Jim Bradley. They call them their 40 centimeter. These come in red and they come in black. Look at the size of this thing. I mean, come on now. This thing is huge. It is fantastic for punching the ball. For actually, like, you want to sit there and punch the ball, this is a great bag for you. You can, and it's light. The one from Tidal is pretty heavy, but this one's pretty light, and it's a lot of fun. It's not, not gonna be able to do all the tricks and stuff that you do with these bags, but it's a good bag. So another ball that, you know, we're talking price, is these guys sent me some of their bags because they wanted me to give them some input on what my opinion was on how they performed, you know, things that they could change on them. And I immediately told them, I was like, hey, first thing you got to do is you got to shorten the loop on this thing. You know, this thing's got way too long of a loop on it. The other thing you got to do is you got to round the bottom of this thing off. This bag actually hits pretty well. For like $19 or $24, it hits pretty well. But my problem with it is I always get hung up hitting the bottom of the bag, because all of my bags have this nice round belly on them. You know, the bottom of it's just nice and round. This thing would hit so much better if it was just snubbed off down here. You know, so there's so many options out there. I'm always, anybody when they like, hey man, the first thing that I tell them is like, what do you want to do and where do you want to go and how much do you want to spend? If they want to do freestyle, I'm going to tell them that, hey, you need to get a ball and hook. No ifs, ands, or buts. There's a couple of people out there who make them, not a whole lot. Get a ball and hook. If you want to go straight, just boxing style, get you an LMF or even the Meister. Really, the Meister is a solid, good, fast swivel. Hard to beat for the price. When it comes to bags, I'm going to tell you, get a Jim Bradley. That's just what I like. And people are like, well, that's what you sell. I'm like, yeah, I sell them because I love them, and I hit them because I love them. I was hitting these things long before I ever sold them. And that's the reason why I beg the guys. It's like, please, can I be your U.S. distributor for these things? Because I absolutely love them. So, you know, and then they came out with a smaller bag that I begged them to make, and they finally made that. And so, you know, there's a lot of options out there. But me personally, ball and hook swivel, even boxers like Tony Ferguson, fighters, UFC fighter, that guy's hitting on one of my swivels now. And he makes a ball and hook swivel sing. I mean, sing. He is proof that somebody who really knows what they're doing and they know what control is can do everything with that style swivel that you can with a U-hook. Because a lot of boxers don't like ball and hooks because they get out of control real easy. And it's usually when their arms are a little fatigued and kind of miss hit and the ball goes all over the place. So there's pros and cons to every single thing. Every one of these bags, pros and cons to them. You know, swivels, pros and cons, platforms, pros and cons. I hope that I helped cover a lot of y'all's questions. I know it's a 26-minute video about, you know, the stuff that I truly love. And really, I could talk about this all night. You could watch this video and then call me and be like, hey, Jeff, so when you were talking about this bag, why do you really feel like that? And we're going to talk for an hour about it. I mean, seriously, I love this stuff. So thanks for hanging out. If you actually made it to this whole 27-minute long video, you know, if you have any questions, hit me up. You know, we will talk about it all night. I really do love this stuff. And that's why, you know, I post so many videos about it. But like I say, y'all have a great night. If you have any questions, let's talk about it.